Hi everyone, and
Hello.
welcome to Sit in It for a Bit with Arne and Carlos, and we are as always your hosts.
Arne and Carlos.
And today we are not in Norway.
No, we're on the road.
Yeah.
We are in Italy.
Yes.
We're back in one of our favorite places in Italy, actually.
Absolutely. We have been on a little tour here in Italy looking for doing a location scout so that our trip in May that we're going to be doing, our garden trip, is going to be perfect. And we have stayed a few days in the beautiful island of Mazzorbo, which is in the Venetian lagoon. There's another island connected by a bridge called Burano, very famous for its lace making. And then there's a third island which you need to take a ferry to called Torcello. And in Torcello there is a beautiful basilica, the Basilica of Santa Maria Assunta, which has some of the most beautiful mosaics you could possibly imagine. So we're not very far from Venice. We can see Venice from our island.
Venice is over there.
That away. But it's still half an hour by boat, at least, maybe 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And why are we here, Arne?
Well, we just started our trip here and we have some really good friends here. So we've been spending some time with them.
Yeah.
And they are actually very good artists.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
do this glass thing, which this island is also famous for. And we've been looking around and we had a lot of culture.
Oh, yes, a lot of culture here.
And now we're in the vineyard actually, and
Yes.
the kitchen garden in a hotel where we're staying. And behind us you can see the tower of a church that is gone.
Yeah, an
There's
old
a
church.
small chapel next to it, I think. But
There
the,
is.
The main church is gone.
And the vines in this vineyard are actually very special. They are the rarest of the rare. The grape is called Dorona, and it only exists here on this island in Mazzorbo, and also in the island of Torcello, where the people that grow the grapes here discovered them, and they planted them here, and they are, very rare.
And because of the Alta, what's it called again?
Aqua Alta,
Aqua Alta.
the high tide,
The high tide, the fields are covered with water
sometimes.
so the grapes get salty.
A salty flavor.
So the wine from this area is a little bit salty.
Yeah,
So
and then
it's very different from
Yeah.
other places.
and when the water comes here in Aqua Alta and it's salty water, afterwards they have a system so that they can irrigate and get rid of all the salt, which is actually dangerous for the vines.
They can kill the plants.
Yeah,
So,
and that's one of the reasons why the grape, this particular species, is so rare, because it only survived here. There was a big flood I think it was in 1966 in Venice, and it destroyed probably what was left, except for what is here. So anyway, it's a lovely place, and we're having a lot of...
and it's early in the morning. Yesterday evening we had a thunderstorm, so today we brought some slippers from the hotel.
Yeah.
So the bench is quite wet actually. But it seems to be a nice morning, and
It's a beautiful morning.
the sun is coming, and we are going into Venice later today.
And it's so quiet right now. And this place, actually Mazzorbo, the island we're in, is a little bit more quiet, but Burano is usually very hectic. There's a lot of day tourists coming in from Venice. But at this time in the morning, it's really nice and quiet here.
I think it's
which is
a
lovely.
nice place to stay, even if you want to spend some time in Venice, because it's quiet.
Yeah.
If you like it quiet, of course.
Yeah.
If you want to have a party and
Yeah.
it's not the place.
No, probably not. Unless you go to Torcello and there's a wedding there, then
Then you will have some noise.
And our friends, we came here actually to just spend time with our friends. They're a lovely family, Ice, Leonardo, and their lovely little daughter, Dorotea. Actually,
she's not so little anymore.
She's not so little
She's
anymore.
14,
Yeah,
so she's
15.
Young. 15.
The first time,
now.
the first time we saw her, she was about this big, and now she is a beautiful young woman, or she's growing into a beautiful young woman. And it's nice to be here. We actually were planning on coming here just before the pandemic, and we had to postpone our visit for 2 years. So we're very glad we could make it. And as Arne was saying, Leonardo and Alice, they're artisans. They have a beautiful little shop in the island of Burano. The shop is called Alla Fiera dell'Est. We're going to put that down in the description. In case you ever go to Burano, you have to go to their shop.
They have a lot of good stuff, and they're always working on new projects, so they come up with new stuff
all the time.
So it's really interesting.
And they have a little studio here in Burano. They make beads in glass and jewelry. They can put together, you can go there and you can choose all your beads, and then they can put together and make a beautiful necklace for you.
What do you call it? We're bedazzled right now. We have jewelry all over.
Yeah.
So Leonardo gave us these necklaces.
Yeah,
They are really beautiful. They are, what's the technique called?
It's the Byzantine technique. I've got mine. I took it off on purpose so that I could show you guys. And this is what it looks like.
And I got the green one. This is because Carlos is wearing a blue sweater for Save the Children, and I'm wearing the green sweater.
Yeah.
So it's inspired of that.
Yeah.
So, and I have a lot of cufflinks at home, but when we travel, sometimes I always forget them, and I have a lot of shirts with no buttons. And luckily,
Arne had a cufflink emergency yesterday.
look,
and
these are beautiful. This is with glitter, glass with glitter.
yeah.
So we got 5 pairs of cufflinks.
Yeah, Alice, she came to the rescue. Arne forgot all his cuffs and he couldn't attach.
So I was rescued. Cuffling crisis.
I can't put this on right now. Anyway,
I can do it later.
it's a beautiful piece, the Byzantine glass, the technique.
I brought my bag because I have stuff in the bag.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, you have
Yeah.
to wear a bag. Look, this is the cufflinks.
And it's all handmade from their beautiful shop. I mean, it's just lovely. Yeah, those
So-
are my favorites.
This style. These are the darker green
Yeah, they're
and
beautiful.
the lighter green.
But you see, I told you that there were two that
No,
were
there were
the
2. I
same.
thought one of them were blue, but we have actually 5. We
Yeah,
have
which means
2 dark.
I'm taking one of the pairs that you have 2
Yeah, you
of.
can have that one, and there's
Yep.
also 2 of these. This is the one with the glitter, which there's 2 pairs. So and you can borrow mine.
Yeah.
But now I take them for now.
So what else have we been doing? We've been eating a lot.
There's a
A
lot of
lot.
eating. I think we only plan eating.
Yeah.
Seems like that's the first thing we do in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, where do we eat today? And then we spend like 2 hours in the restaurant. And there's no antique shops here. There's
No.
one, but it's closed for the moment. Surprise. And that looked nice from the outside.
But we're going to Venice to spend a few days there, so we'll probably go. We'll most definitely go to the antique shops there.
But in this place, it's mostly lace and glass. There's no
yeah.
art galleries that we know about.
Yeah, and the
Actually,
first.
there isn't an art gallery.
No, not here.
No.
But when we go to Venice, there will be plenty of art, contemporary art. You've got the Peggy Guggenheim, Punta della Dogana, and you've got all the galleries. So we're fine. We're covered.
We're covered.
Yeah, but-
And the bookshop.
Yeah. Acqua Alta.
Acqua Alta.
I think it's called Acqua Alta, isn't it? The bookstore.
I think it is.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful bookshop. If you've ever been in Venice, you should go to.
Yeah, we were there.
Acqua Alta.
The last time was in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like a gondola in the middle of the room filled with books, and they have build walls in books. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And yeah, the dinner that we had on our first day of arrival here in Burano was quite amazing. We went to a restaurant called Gatto Nero. If you ever come to Burano, that's the place to go. But you have to book in advance because it's always very full. It is probably one of the most popular and best restaurants in the whole Venetian lagoon. It's very well written of.
And they said sometimes they have famous people, like Madonna came and she booked the whole restaurant, so
Yeah.
then it's closed
Yeah.
because she's eating.
Exactly. But the good thing about staying on the island is that when the tourists leave, I mean, we're tourists too, so don't get us wrong, but when all the day tourists leave, we have the island for ourselves. So we went to the restaurant and I felt like Madonna because we were sitting there eating and there was nobody there. It was just us and Alice and Leonardo and Dorotea.
There were 2 other tables in the beginning, but suddenly we were alone.
Yeah.
So that was, I felt guilty.
Yeah, and Alice warned us of the feast that was coming. It's a very simple restaurant, and what they do the best there is fish. So we had the most amazing meal, and the
My
food.
nose is dripping.
Oh,
It's cold.
yeah, it's a little cold. Yeah. Anyway, the plates just kept coming in. My nose is not dripping.
It's gone now.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
You're welcome. I just
That's life.
have to say it. It's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't look good on camera.
No. I don't have COVID. It's not a cold. I'm okay. It's just very early in the morning. What I was going to say was the plates were coming in all the time. And
Morning.
and of food we
We're
got.
in the kitchen garden.
Yeah, we're in the kitchen garden. Yeah, we had starters. We had fish, all the raw fish from the lagoon. We had the traditional polenta and the cod that they do, the bacalao. We had the risotto with fish stock, the risotto al go, which is a specialty here.
Yeah, it's so
And
good.
then we had, of course, Arne's favorite, which was
Pasta.
with
Is it called scampi? The big or the big
shrimps.
shrimp?
Yeah. And then we had
That's so
the
good.
grilled fish, so a wonderful meal. And after that, Arne has been having pasta with seafood as much as he can.
As much as I can. I think I will continue. I will have that every day now.
Are we gonna
until we come
do?
home.
Are we gonna do like a competition and start rating all the pastas you have from
We
worst
did that
to
when
best?
we were in Naples and Capri. So I think we should start that again.
Yeah, that's a fun thing
Yeah.
to do.
So
Yeah, we've got
I should
4.
grade the one I had already and then see what happens when we come
Yeah.
to the other places.
We've got 4 days left, so
Yeah.
there's plenty of time. Anyway, it's really difficult for us to shop at Alice and Leonardo's
Yeah.
shop. We wanted
We wanted
did
to support them, but it doesn't work.
they did the most beautiful little tassels, and we wanted to buy 4, and guess what? We didn't.
We got the gift.
Yeah.
But these are nice. We use them on cabinets, put them on the keys on the cabinets. And should we open them?
I think we should. We should
They
show
are
everybody. They're beautiful. Yeah, apparently they got very creative during COVID, and now they
Didn't
have
we all?
yeah, and now they have this massive stock of new things that we've never seen before.
I think we all got creative during the lockdown.
Yeah,
So they don't have to produce a lot for a while because they have everything. This is a good
yeah,
knot.
yeah. While you open it, I'm going to talk about yesterday. We went over to Torcello. We had lunch there, and then we went to visit the basilica. We've been there before, but this time we went with Leonardo and Alice, and it was nice to go with someone local. They knew a lot of things that maybe the guides wouldn't even tell you. It was very interesting, and the mosaics are stunning.
It's nice to have local friends because then you get to know things that other people don't know maybe.
Yeah.
Like they took us to see a house that is empty now. It was an artist to live there.
Oh yeah, that was
So
beautiful.
the garden and the front yard was beautiful. There were sculptures like everywhere, and the bad thing is that the house, I think the artist wanted the house to be a museum
Yeah.
after he died, and that didn't happen so far. But that could be a very interesting place if they open it for public. So there are some nice things,
Yeah.
and it's a very photographic place
Oh,
because
yeah.
the colors are beautiful. The houses have so many nice colors.
So this
So-
is what we wanted to buy, but we didn't because they gave it to us. Thank you so much. We should have bought it. But we will find a way to repay them anyway. So here's one of them, the green tassel with a beautiful handmade glass bead or decoration.
And the red one.
And then we got two different white ones because we have these
ones.
Chinese cabinets at home. And so put them at the same time. A little bit different,
A little bit different.
but they're
lovely.
beautiful.
So we're bringing home some stuff.
Some souvenirs from our
Souvenirs.
beautiful stay here in.
So this is
Italy.
nice.
We got up really early today because we wanted to do the podcast outdoors, not indoors, because our room is a little dark.
And
So-
before people wake up.
Yeah.
We have only seen 2 gardeners so far.
Yeah.
There's not much people around.
And we just ran into the shower and came out. But actually, it's quite humid here right now. And well, both our hair is
It's
quite
good
wet.
for me.
But you should have seen Arne yesterday
I look
yeah.
like Annie. I could sing
Yeah.
tomorrow anytime.
from the musical.
I can do it tomorrow. I
Yeah.
can sing tomorrow.
It was funny. We were sitting at a restaurant eating, and as we were eating, Arne's curls were kind of.
And I
Yeah,
jumped
going
on the
upwards.
table. I was saying tomorrow, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I did not.
No.
No, but it's good for my hair.
To stay here.
At home, my hair gets flat because it's so dry. The air is dry.
Yeah.
But when I come to places where it's more humid, it gets back to normal.
Yeah.
So it's good. Or maybe flat is normal since we live in Norway.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, your hair is wet now, so it doesn't matter. But it's funny when it dries and then it still curls up like really, really
I can
firmly.
feel it. It's crawling up the neck.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And today we plan to hang out here, do our podcast, and we're gonna go and hang out with our friends. We're gonna have lunch with them, and then we're gonna take a boat to Venice, and we're gonna enjoy some days there before we go home. Now our podcast is not live. We've mentioned that before, and so by the time you see this, we will be in Norway again. So,
or maybe we're somewhere else.
No, we will. By the time
We're in
people
Norway,
see this,
okay.
we are 100% for sure in Norway, because that's the way it is. And yeah, if you guys are wondering, I mean, if you're new and you're wondering, I mean, it says sit in it for a bit, and we've been talking about Italy, and that's the only thing we've been talking about for the last, I don't know, 15 minutes. Well, the reason is for the name of the podcast is because you guys can sit in it and listen to us talk about nothing or anything or whatever. And maybe sometimes we talk about knitting and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
And that's why the podcast is called Sit in It for a Bit. And we promised people, our old-time followers, our loyal followers, we promised them that we would try to do sit in it for a bit as much as we could, and even maybe sit in it for a bit on the road. And today is actually sit in it for a bit on the road, since we are on the road.
Yeah, in the garden.
In a garden.
In Italy.
In Italy. In a beautiful organic vegetable
We
garden.
had some good feedback because it's like a knitting podcast because it's called Sit on It for a Bit. But we had this lady in America, she wrote us and she said it was so cool. She had never seen a knitting podcast where people actually talk about art. And, yeah. So, what you got, the MoMA and...
Yeah, no, we talked about other things.
We talked about some art stuff.
The Biennale in Venice.
Yeah, the Biennale in Venice. And so I think it's cool. But you can knit.
Yeah.
But we brought some embroidery.
Yeah, because we've got projects on the go. Actually, I forgot mine, so I don't have a project on the go. But Arne did. You remembered to bring your project on the go, and it's a really cool one.
Because I have this shirt I like a lot. I think I've used it on Sit and Knit, but it's getting so... It's shrinked in the closet.
Somehow, yeah.
So I'm doing redesign. So now I have made these drawings of horses, the same horses as you can see on the garment, and I add fabric. Instead of doing anything with sleeves or neckline or anything, I put everything on the body. And now I'm going to cover up this with horses.
Same ones
The
as...
same one, they will go like a little bit in every way. There's one pocket which will be sewn back.
Yeah.
So there will be horses, bigger horses running around here and on the back. So this is fun, but when you travel, there's not much you can do. So there's like one horse, maybe take 2 days.
Yeah. And you're matching the color of the yarn, the thread, with the color of the...
And I took yarn from the stash because we have so much stash. So these are the horses
that you designed.
Yeah, based on what's on the shirt, and they are reflected, so I don't have to think backwards. So this will go up and down and all around.
And once the horses are there, it's going to look like that's the way the shirt was supposed to be. It's not going to look like a shirt that you opened up and enlarged because it shrunk.
No. And I'm using the waste canvas because I was looking for the one you can put on and wash it and it disappears because it's cotton, so you can wash it. But in this case, it's expensive. And in this case, I had to wash the shirt for every horse because the horses are going in any direction.
So it doesn't work.
So I used this canvas, but the motifs are so small. So when I finish a horse, I have to soften it up by doing this, like because if not, it's hard to pull the strings.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It is, yeah.
It will be it's a new shirt now.
Yeah. It's going to be completely different.
Yeah, this is the first
kind of like a 2.0 of the old shirt.
Yeah. I think I will bring this to the coastal boat on the knitting cruise as well, because I won't finish it so quick.
Yeah.
So I think I bring it on the cruise and some other UFOs.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So There's plenty to do always. Folk costume jackets are still not done. We still have all the hand seaming to do.
Almost finished.
It's almost finished. I think we have maybe 4-5 days of work
Yeah.
total.
Total.
Yeah.
So
It's sewing the facing by hand on the inside and then sewing the lining. And then there's a lot of pressing and steaming. And then we have to sew on the buttons. And
we went back to Lillehammer to the arts and crafts shop and looked at the jacket in the store. And I think we have to take the buttons off
and put them back on.
the sleeve. I think we put them on
Yeah.
a little bit too...
They need to be a little closer together.
I think they should be closer.
Yeah.
And we also ordered hats.
Well, we have Hatgate going on now.
Hatgate, because you
Yeah.
need a hat for the total
Yeah.
look.
And so the man who, apparently there's one man in Norway who made the hats for all the folk costumes. I don't know how he possibly could supply so many hats, because everybody in Norway...
Probably not one region. Maybe not every region.
Well, maybe...
Or maybe he did.
I don't know. But anyway, he supplied a lot of folk costumes, hats, and he's old, so he's 87,
Yeah.
and he decided to retire. I mean, okay, I understand that.
When you're that age.
When you're that age, you should retire and rest.
So he made enough hats.
The problem...
He had it.
Yeah, the problem is that nobody took over his business.
No.
So we went to buy our folk costume hats, and there were no folk costume hats left. But they told us that a Heimen, a store in Oslo, they had bought the rest of the stock. So we went online, and we were really happy. We measured our heads, and we are our hat size is 58. Apparently, it's between 57 and 58. And so it said to take the larger size if you were between two. So we took 58. We tried ordering 2. We couldn't get 2 because they only had 158. So we said, okay, we'll do a 57 and a 58 and hopefully it'll be okay. And then the day after they wrote us and said that they didn't have another 58. They were sorry. So now we have 2 57 that we ordered, and we haven't tried them. So I have no idea if they're going to fit. And possibly we could get the 59 if the 57 doesn't fit.
Too tight.
Yeah.
But you can put them a little bit higher up on the head. Or we can make them wet
Wet and
stretch them on.
Yeah, because they are made of wool.
It's wool. I made hats in school. So it's
In
all-
Esmo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we use like this wool felt thing,
Yeah.
and you stretch it.
We'll
So,
find a way.
we'll find a way.
And I'm not I'm not particularly fond of hats
So you will
anyway.
probably
I'll
have it in your hand.
I'll just
all
have
the
it in
time.
my hand. I just need the hat for May 17th for the National Day. Otherwise, I'm not wearing a full folk costume. So we're crossing our fingers. The alternative was to wait until Christmas. They were figuring it out with a hat maker in Denmark, who would supply the folk costume hats. I prefer getting the Norwegian one, the one that
I
is
want the
made
one from the old
in
guys.
Norway, from the old guys. So I think no matter what happens, we're just gonna press it on our heads and hope for the best.
Put it like on top
Yeah.
and a little bit backwards.
But both of us were between those two sizes, so I think
I
we'll
don't
be
think it's a
okay.
problem.
I think we'll be fine.
We can't be too picky about that.
Yeah.
So
That's the biggest drama we've had in the
no
past
more
week.
gardeners coming.
No.
It's a beautiful kitchen garden, by the
Yeah,
way.
it is. And you can see behind us a few little plastic buckets and things. They come out here and they harvest things for the restaurant. And we actually had a meal there yesterday, which was really good. And we had, among other things, we had Jerusalem artichokes from here.
Yeah.
And
They came probably from the garden.
Yeah.
Maybe not this time of the year, but
I think this time of the we're in Italy, Arne. Look at the salads over there.
maybe.
It's Italy, so even if it's early April, it's still
It could be in storage from last year.
no. They only do fresh stuff in the
Okay,
in
so
this
it's
restaurant.
probably from the garden.
Yeah, it is.
We should
Yeah.
pick one
Yeah, go get some.
Go
stuff
get one each.
before. Yeah,
and smuggle it up.
yeah.
to the
Actually, you should, because this video. It's under video surveillance, so I think we should
Oh, yeah,
just
we should be careful.
Sit here and behave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And we're not touching anything. We're not moving the benches or anything.
no. And when Arne said he took slippers from the hotel, what he meant was we're sitting on them. They are.
In plastic.
It's a pair of slippers inside a plastic bag, and we took that to use as a cushion, but also so that our tushies don't get wet from the
From the bench.
from the very wet bench.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a beautiful morning. There are lots of birds here and so quiet.
And I think we need to get some coffee and tea and stuff.
We do, yes.
Because we haven't had any this morning.
No, not
I
yet.
feel a little bit, what you could say, peckish.
Peckish, yeah. But you know, we're here so early that it's still going to be 23 minutes before.
It's not open.
No, breakfast opens at 8:30.
Oh, more gardeners or people. The people are coming.
They're coming
to work.
Yeah, you can see them in the back now,
There's
in the
a
background.
person on the bicycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the first time we ever filmed sitting it for a bit abroad. I mean, last week we just sent you a little greeting from Rome, but yeah, this week is the main episode from here. So yeah, I'm glad we could do this. Actually,
It's kind of, it's fun to find a place you can sit because there's people everywhere. So I was considering climbing out of the window in the toilet in the bathroom in the hotel because it's
in
very
our room.
strange.
Yeah,
The room has a window down by the floor.
yeah, because we're in the top floor
Yeah,
in the
so
attic.
you can't see anything unless you on the toilet seat. Then you can look down. But you can open the window and there's like a roof outside.
Yeah,
So
and
I was considering maybe we should climb out there and film from the roof.
yeah.
But I don't know if the
Yeah.
people like it.
They might have been a little bit upset with us, but we could have called it "Sit in it for a bit." Our view from the toilet.
From the toilet.
Yeah, because there's a view there. I mean, we have a view from our toilet as well in Norway, where we live from our bathroom. A beautiful view of our garden. So I mean, I guess we're used to bathrooms with views.
So we have a room with the view. We can
Yeah.
see the boats passing by.
Yeah, because we have a view of the canal here in Matsorbo.
That's nice. Very nice. So we're ready for a lot of
Adventures.
adventures.
Yeah. Anyway, a Venetian one.
Venetian ventures.
Yes. So I guess this is it.
I think we have to go in now
Yeah.
and
Pack.
pack.
Because we are going to
and-
be picked up by a water taxi in a few hours. We're going to go have breakfast. We're going to go hang out with our friends and see how they're doing today. They have to work every day in the shop because, yeah, that's how it is here. And then we're going to go have lunch with them. And we're going to Trattoria da Romano, which is also one of those special places in Burano. That one is a restaurant where all the famous artists ate,
Yeah,
and they paid with art.
Yeah, so the place is crowded with art.
Yeah, it's packed
Place,
with art.
So I'm looking for that.
So we're looking forward to having our lunch there today, and then we're gonna go to Venice tonight. We're gonna have a dinner at a nice restaurant that we had dinner in before when we were in Venice the last time, Anice Stellato.
Yeah, you have planned everything.
I have planned all the restaurants, and Arne has planned all the thrift stores, and that's the way it is in this household.
That's how the life
I
of
like to
life
eat,
is.
and Arne likes to shop.
Well, I
So-
can also eat in between shopping.
Yeah,
and
but-
you're not bad at
But
shopping.
you're very predictable with your order. It's pasta with seafood, at least as long as we're in an area where the sea is very close. We're very near the Adriatic Sea here.
As long as they don't put anchovies in the pasta.
Yeah.
No,
like Leonardo and Alice ordered yesterday. That's not your favorite.
no, but it didn't smell, but it didn't look good.
Oh, it looked delicious.
No, it was like a... How can you destroy the pasta?
And yeah. Anyway, what else can we say? Oh yeah, when we got to Italy, there were still some very strict restrictions with COVID, but suddenly they were removed.
Not all of
Not
them.
all of them, but they have eased up on restrictions. And by the time we get here for our garden trip, it's going to be even more relaxed with
They say
restrictions.
that the end of the month it will be
Yeah.
changes again, so we hope
Yeah.
it will be better.
So by the time we get here in May, there's not going to be any mask mandates or stuff like that. Things
right
are getting
now-
better in the COVID department, even here. So it's good.
But right now, as we film this, it is how it was in Norway in like way back 3 weeks ago, or
Oh no,
how long, a
no,
month?
8 weeks ago.
8 weeks ago. It's so long ago.
Yeah, it was in February.
Yeah.
So,
So we still have to have the masks with us. And
yeah, here, we still have
Yeah.
them with us. So, and we need to go wear them when we go into the hotel, when we go into the restaurants, and on public transportation as well. But they're not. Up until a few days ago, we had to show our COVID passport. Or
That's over now.
because we have the
think.
European Union COVID passport, which is it's verifiable with a scan, and we have to show that everywhere. But suddenly we don't have to show it anymore. So yeah, things are changing here as well.
Yeah.
The tourists are coming back, but I don't think it's as crowded as it was before the pandemic.
No.
So it's still quite quiet. But yeah, we're looking forward to coming back again. And next time we're coming back, we're actually going to pass through Venice as well, because we're a little too early for the Biennale. The Biennale doesn't start until the middle of April.
But we'll come back and we will stay in the same place, I guess.
Yeah, next time we come back, we're actually going to stay here, and we're just going to take day trips to Venice and visit the Biennale, the different exhibition areas. Because then we're not going to see the city and enjoy the city. We're going for the Biennale, so we don't need to stay there. It's actually nicer and more quiet in the evenings to stay here. So yeah, and we're anticipating an amazing trip in May, our garden trip that we're doing with a group of people. I hope it's going to be...
I think it will be nice, and
Yeah.
now we're checking out some of the places to be sure that it's good.
Yeah, Rome, and we've been Florence, and the Italian lakes, and all these amazing and stunning gardens. There's so much culture, there's so much history in this country. I really appreciate coming here. I love Italy.
It's an interesting place in the world.
So if you're coming on this trip, you're in for a treat. We can't wait to show you around
I think we
all
will
these
have a
beautiful
good time.
places.
It will be so cool.
Yeah. And if if you've been thinking about signing up and there's still a couple of spots available, not many, because it's going to be a small group. But anyway, go to our
We will
website.
have trips another time as well.
Yeah.
It's not the last one.
And you can find out more about this on our website at arnecarlos.com. So go and check it out.
Yeah.
And our 15 minutes. Actually, I think today we're a little bit shorter
Maybe
than
we're
that.
down to 10.
Yeah, our 10 minutes are probably up now.
Yeah.
And it's time to go pack and to have a delicious Italian breakfast consisting of cakes.
Cake, chocolate cake. Oh, look at the birds. Oh, spring.
Yeah. Chocolate cake and lemon cake and loads of delicious croissants.
Croissant.
So
And I need my
cornetti, they're
coffee.
called cornetti here.
And I
not
need my
croissant.
coffee.
You need your coffee, I need my
Cornetti.
tea. And it's been nice. I forgot my project, and we didn't bring that many projects, so we don't have much to show you.
But we can get some project in Venice, maybe.
Yeah, we could.
You never know.
You never know. There might be a yarn store there. I don't know. Is there?
Yeah, I heard there is. So,
We should go check it out.
yeah, or something.
Yeah. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this little podcast. I think we're going to call it a little postcard from the beautiful island of Mazzorbo, where we have been staying for a few days. And we hope that you've enjoyed it. And we'll be back with a new podcast from home, where we will talk about our projects again.
Yeah. So
it's nice to do it a little bit differently for a change. So we hope you have enjoyed it.
yeah, and if you like our videos, put your thumbs up, and if you're a subscriber, put on your notifications because you won't miss episode, and put yourself on the mailing list.
Yeah, because then you'll never miss an episode. And put yourself on the mailing list, because then you'll never miss any information about us. We
Yeah.
are planning a tour in the US this fall, and the only way to find out where we're going to be going is if you get on the mailing list, because we never publish that information. We just send it out in emails instead. So that's how you need to do it. And if you're wondering about the slippers that we're sitting on, I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's see.
Is it dried up now?
So these are our slippers, and now they were quite fluffy, I think, but now
they're flat.
They're completely flat, considering the weight that has
We
been
put
on.
them back in the cabinet in the room.
Yeah, I think we should actually take them
We
with
take
us,
them.
because nobody's going to want to wear slippers that we've been sitting on
No.
for 10 minutes.
And I think they're ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're for us. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And we look forward to seeing you again next week, when we will actually be in Norway. So see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. And we're off.
Good to Burano.
Bye bye Burano, bye bye Mazzorbo, bye bye Torcello.